Do you want to come and play with me? For someone like you, I charge nothing.
God.
You're very pretty.
It's even creepier when you do it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Welcome to the science fiction rating system. Today we are doing Barbarella, the classic. And with me we got Sam Draper.
Hello.
And Alex Humphrey.
Hey there.
And yeah, we're doing Barbarella. The I guess it's become
Cult
classic.
Cult sci-fi
1968.
Classic. Yeah.
Actually saw a nice poster of this in some posh poster shop the other day in Marylebone. It was like $2,000.
God.
Like, it's definitely got cult.
Yeah, it's that sort of film, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, so I won't be getting that if anyone's expecting that as a Christmas present.
Yeah, that wasn't a hint to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what Chris is getting me.
Yeah. So this story of sex in space, basically, isn't it?
It is sex in space, yeah, pretty much.
So, you guys, you checked this one out before?
I had never seen this before. It's one of those weird...
Oof.
Yeah, it's one of those weird classics I just never ended up seeing. So, yes, this was my first time with Barbarella.
I kind of remembered it. I knew it existed.
You think you'd seen bits of it, or...?
Yeah, I remember it being on TV or something. Right, you, Sam?
I've seen it.
It's probably on Channel 5 in like the 90s.
I used to go to a pub in Manchester that showed it. My memory of it is always on there, basically. It was like a retro kind of sci-fi pub.
Yeah.
So I've seen it with no sound on a lot.
Hipster pub.
I can see why.
I've seen it once, I think, twice with sound on. But also, do you remember Coin Eye, Alex?
Yeah.
The Coin Eye 2 had like a Barbarella suite in it.
Oh.
So the music I was really, really familiar with because I was chopping the shit out of it for bits of 2009. And I can't find it, annoyingly, but I'll...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard that. So that's weird. It just disappeared. Was it on an old computer that you've binned?
Yeah, it's probably around somewhere. Lucy remembers it, but... I'll try and find it. Anyway, I was very familiar with everything around it, but in terms of sitting down and watching it...
No.
I think I'd seen the opening sequence before.
I could imagine that's quite
floating
iconic.
Around.
Yeah, it's quite an iconic opening, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, and like, you maybe tried to watch it and wandered off.
Yeah, I mean, I
think that might be my experience.
I may have turned on halfway through and thought it was like some sort of old Wizard of Oz type film.
Maybe
joke. So it's set in the future, I guess. The future of the 60s. Future of...
yeah. A future.
This is probably like 1988 or something like that.
They don't say a year, do they?
No, I don't think... No, not that I know of. Unless it's... it's from a book, though, isn't it? Surely they say...
It's from a book, yeah.
They would say the year in a book. Oh, no, hold on. It's the
comic,
it's the 401st century, but that was only stated in the publicity material. In the actual movie, no year is mentioned.
So that's like 4,000 something.
401, yeah. 4,000 and something. No, 40,000. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 401st century.
So, she is floating around at the beginning. Get a good
Hang on,
look.
before we start, did you know why they made Barbarella?
No.
Just read.
No.
Well, it's a space race.
Yeah, well, at the timing of it, but also Barbarella was actually like notorious. It was the first adult erotic comic book, so it got a reputation. I never knew that.
Oh, okay, yeah, French.
Yeah, French, but in America it was the first of the Tijuana Bibles.
Oh,
yeah,
Pervy porn books.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, comic book. You can see. You see why? I mean, I don't know what the artwork was like. Was it very of its era? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it looks just tits everywhere from what I can see.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, basically, we get, we kind of get a vibe that she's some sort of James Bond, space Bond.
Yeah, kind of. Because they're but it's weird, isn't it? Because the president rings her about this problem, And then they're just like, yes, we're going to send you. And she's just a bit shocked by... It's almost... Because are we to believe...
Do we see the president? I can't remember.
Yeah,
what
he's on the screen.
At the start.
Are we to believe that they live in a society that is just about love and peace? And
we don't know what anyone
says,
else... We don't know what any of the other females look like, do we?
No.
We don't really... They could all look...
She
like,
does say she's average for a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says that war is a thing of the past, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why they've got to go and get this guy, because they're not used to war.
Made a weapon.
Yeah.
But I think that's why he's like... I don't know why he decides to send her, because there's no one equipped for it, really, as if there's no one in the war anymore. Also, confusingly, isn't it... On my copy, anyway, it says Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy.
That... I know why it says that.
But she's not that. That's just
The movie was given a major theatrical re-release in 1977 due to the box office success of Star Wars. The movie was edited to obtain an American PG rating and had the added subtitle Queen of the Galaxy, not present in the original 1968 release.
Right, okay.
Though all American video releases have been that of the original uncut version, Paramount repeatedly included the PG tag on their packaging when they should have said not rated. Imagine that one. Oh, don't worry, Timmy. This Queen of the Galaxy looks fun. You like Star Wars. Although you'd know within the first 5 minutes.
So they just cut all the nudity out. There's not much point in watching it then,
It's
is
not.
there,
It's
really?
not much of a film, is it? God,
Well, I mean, there's also not much nudity in it, really, is there?
there's a lot
Just the
of
top, really.
there's a lot of hinting at stuff that I would have thought they would have got rid of as well.
Being appropriate, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shags away across the galaxy.
It's not really a kid's film, I get it.
So, yeah, it's basically she's got to go and get Duran Duran.
Yeah,
Is that what Duran Duran comes from?
It is.
yeah. Why did they drop the D's?
Stupid word, isn't it, I suppose?
Because it's
Sounds better
Durand, isn't it? With a D.
Do you know the other band that got their name from this film?
No.
Worked with Bjork for a bit. Matt Moss, you heard of them? Electronic band. From the,
Very influential to the bands out there.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically Duran Duran's made this this weapon, which is
Positronic ray.
Positronic ray. Positronic. What does positronic mean? Because Data's got a positronic net.
he has, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean it, is it?
It's a brain. A positronic brain functions okay.
Conceived by Asimov. Yes, it's a
So maybe it's a really clever laser beam.
a laser beam with a brain.
Yeah. So she's got to go to Tau Ceti
Yeah.
Yeah.
planetary system.
Yeah.
Tau Ceti's 16th planet.
Yep.
Quite a lot of
Have you
planets.
fact check that? Has Tau City got 16 planets?
I don't know if Tau Ceti is even a thing, is it?
It is. You can go in elite. I know that much. So it must be real.
Yeah, but
Oh, actually, I've come across it. I wrote down that Barbarella is a 5-star double-rated astronavigatrix. That's why she's being sent.
that's great.
So it doesn't mean anything, but she is of rank within their...
Does she just float around in space until they give her a mission?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
why not?
She's got quite a intelligent computer on the ship, right?
Sounds like Kenneth Williams.
What was the planet number?
16th.
No. There's definitely 4, and there's 4 more unconfirmed.
Yeah.
Mark it
4
down
more
for that.
unconfirmed. No, maybe 4 more. Okay.
Yeah.
So mark it down. They probably didn't even know there was any planets when this.
Yeah.
was
Just a cool name.
Just guess. How many do you want? 16, yeah.
So, so they send her off, and she kind of crash lands.
Yeah, straight away.
And from now on, the art direction really goes downhill, doesn't it? Because we get to see the surface of the planet.
Yeah.
It's poor.
It's like some sort of, as I say, like Wizard of Oz.
It's very Wizard of Oz.
thing.
Do you know what this reminded me of? Like a kind of adult sci-fi panto.
Exactly.
I'd watch that.
Do you know what I mean? It's got that kind of like panto
definitely.
vibes, especially because you've got these random characters coming in and out.
Definitely. The sets are like bigger versions of stage sets, aren't they, as well? Like, they're so obviously just sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way you do her.
Yeah. Oh, it's all a bit like that. It's even got that kind of British, like, oh, saucy. Like, it's all a bit, just, but more blatant about it. It's not even hinted at, is it? Like, yeah.
So a ship's all fucked up,
Yeah.
and it's like a lake, isn't it? An ice lake or something?
Ice lake,
yeah,
I think
an
so,
ice
yeah.
lake. And then this weirdo,
Yeah, the catch man.
yeah, he
Well,
wants
before
to.
that, there's the kids, though, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
God, the
Because
kids.
we can't miss. There's a fantastic bit where
that's horrible.
She goes, "Oh, I haven't skied in months, whatever," and they strap her to like a stingray or something.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And they go very slowly across the set, don't they?
Yeah,
For about
yeah.
5 minutes,
That's
just very, very
horrible.
slowly,
From one corner of the set to the other corner of the set,
and then back again.
and back again.
That's
Yeah.
all. See, that is where this film took a weird turn for me because I was like, that stingray is disgusting looking, and then all those like, there's blue rabbits, and then all those weird like jawed
Felt sorry for the rabbits.
like dolls that
The
are
dolls,
like trying to like, and then this weird screaming noise, and they're biting her, and she's like and getting bitten.
Again, that bites in. Like the production of this is terrible, isn't it? Like the things get close to the dolls,
Yeah.
but obviously they're dolls, so she has to just sort of writhe
Yeah.
and just push herself at the dolls in effect,
Yeah.
so they can
Yeah.
try and grab her. But
It's pretty.
So they take her to the wreckage, right? To
Yeah.
the ship,
yeah,
and
another wreckage. Yeah, another ship.
a different
It's
one.
Duran Duran's ship, actually, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
and
where she
then-
meets the catchman.
the catch man.
Yeah. He's not.
So,
He's not.
basic-
He's not called that in the credits. It took me. He's called Mark Hand.
Yeah, Mark Hand.
That's his name. It's not even called the Catchman.
It's like some weirdo name, like just from the 70s, isn't
Or-
it? Like
yeah.
you just find some guy in some like Midlands town, he'd be called Mark Hand.
Yeah. It really confused me because I was looking through the credits for ages to be like, who is this dude? He's called the Catchman. He says his name's the Catchman.
Mark Hand.
Mark Hand.
Plumber.
Sorry, I'm just Mark
His
Hand.
dialogue is aggressively dogged, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think he just couldn't speak English?
Oh, he's Italian, isn't he? I
Yeah,
think
probably.
it's like a lot of those Sergio Leone westerns where they're Italians who,
Yeah.
yeah, they have to dub afterwards.
Yeah.
yeah,
So he offers to fix the ship
yeah.
and
Yeah. Doesn't do a good job, does he?
doesn't do a great job.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, he doesn't really do anything.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Actually, he's actually a genius because he manages to do fuck all
Yep.
Yeah,
and gets a good reward.
Yes, he does. He asks for some sex, doesn't he? But
He asks for some sex,
but it's
not in the in the
modern way.
accepted modern way. He
Yeah,
wants it traditional.
yeah. He's an old-fashioned Catchman.
She doesn't know what. Yeah, well, yeah, he's a real cat.
He's
Are you
wearing
rapist?
Yeah.
He is wearing an entire suit of hair, isn't he? And then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
takes
Yeah.
the top off, and he's really hairy underneath the hair.
Yeah.
like it's really
That's the
weird.
Catchman for you.
Weird
It's a cold
shot.
planet.
Yeah, it's a cold planet, to be honest.
Cold
yeah.
planet to be a sexual.
I could do
predator.
with a catchman suit, really, at the minute.
That'd be a good Halloween outfit.
That'll solve your winter.
But you'd have to explain
fuel
it to
bills.
everyone.
I'm the Catchman. I'm Mark Hand.
I'm the catchman. You might know who's Mark
Just
Hansen.
say you're Mark Hand. Mark Hand, obviously.
Everyone, what
And
the
if someone
fuck
goes to
are
do like
you?
a drink and go, no, I'd like to make love to you.
Yeah.
It's like to everybody you met.
The traditional way.
Yeah.
Traditional way, yeah.
No pills for me.
So, he suggests having sex in the bed. Barbarella's kind of up for it.
She's not bothered, is she?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much this scene sets up a pattern where stuff happens, either good or bad, and she just is
Yeah.
all a bit like, "Oh, guess I'm doing this now." Like she just brushes everything off in this very.
yeah.
It's
I think
quite engaging, but
Yeah, I think that's the saving grace of the film
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
is Jane Fonda's performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that, like, when she agrees to it,
She
she
is
just lies
good.
there, just like completely like a doll.
yeah,
She seems more aware of what she's in than
Yes.
anybody else, I think.
yeah, definitely. No,
She's good.
Yeah, she
She's
is
good.
very good in it. She's very watchable, and it's lucky
is.
she's in all of it. Else, I think you would just get bored and turn it off.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is right for a remake, this film, right? Let's
People
remake
have been
this.
trying to make it for years.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she leaves the planet and she crashes again. She's always
Straight away.
crashing.
Yeah, straight away.
Like, it's really strange.
It's all right because she's got a terror screw, so she could go into the planet.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. But then she finds that, like, bird person.
Oh, Pygar.
Like-
I don't like this
Yeah,
guy.
Pygar.
No.
Basically, like the bird person in Rick and Morty.
It's a bit like that
is,
guy,
isn't
yeah.
he? Yeah.
It's a bit like him. Yeah.
And Professor Ping.
Yeah.
Which is Marcel Marceau,
That's
Yeah.
that's in,
famous mime
yeah,
artist.
that's
That's mental,
that's
isn't it?
mental.
Yeah.
This is like, that we saw that one about the ants, where it's like the old world meeting the new world. Like the fact Marcel Marceau is in this crazy Italian sex romp is just wild. It's
Yeah.
But he offers to repair a ship, and I'm like, oh, aye.
Don't do that. Yeah,
What
careful.
for payment.
What will Professor Ping want? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Professor Ping's not fussed, is he, though? He's into those plants, isn't he? He really likes... Is it lilacs he's really into?
No.
Yeah.
No, he's an oddball. There are a lot of oddballs.
But this bird
in
basically can't fly because he hasn't got any confidence, right?
And he's blind.
Yeah, and he's blind. That's the key. But she does, like, have sex with him, which kind of cures him of his flight fear.
Yeah.
But he's still blind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's still not the best thing to fly.
Gets his morale back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do quite like the way when they are flying, she's constantly going to a bit to the left, bit to the right.
Yeah, it's
all the way
mental.
for the flight.
Do you know that his wings were supposed to be completely white, but John Philip Law suggested they have a brownish tinge so that he looked more like Hawkman out of the DC comics for some reason. So he was just really weirdly like into like DC, so he's like changed him to look like Hawkman.
Yeah.
That set's weird, isn't it? That labyrinth that she's
All
eyes
the people in
that
the
is weird.
half rock,
naked,
just
but in a rock.
Strange, like...
Is a lot of it pretty much every scene you can imagine that someone walked on and went, yes, this is very good, but what are the opportunities for nudity within this scene? Like, how can we put some nude people in? Like, in the wall, perhaps?
Oh, I know. Rocks are nude.
That'll do.
Rocks are technically bare.
Well done. Promotion for you at
Rocks.
the back there.
Yeah.
You know what was good as well? This, well, not good, odd. This last shot of this when they're walking around, and it zooms really far out, and the set is massive. Like,
Yeah, I didn't
there's
get
loads
that.
of this
Hold up.
labyrinth.
I think,
Somehow, I don't know.
yeah, was it a drawing? No, what was it?
I know people walking around it. I think it is quite a big area, but they just don't really use it, do they?
No.
For anything?
No, because they're not
That
trapped
one
in it
shot.
because he can fly, so they just fly straight up out of it.
Yeah. Well, there is a good bit when she says, "Oh, we need to go back to the ship. Can you take us there, Pygar?" And he's like, "Yeah, I know the way." And then as they zoom out, she's just like stopping and bumping into all the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's such
It has
weird
got a
film.
little bit of a sense of humour, this, in a...
Definitely, yeah. But it's so like it's hit and miss, isn't it? Like,
Yes, very.
it makes you wonder if that is the actors doing that kind of humour because it's not consistent at all,
No.
is it? But there are bits when it is like self-aware and funny. I think.
Yeah. There are some dark moments as well, obviously, because
Weird stuff.
Pike, the crucifixion and the cage.
Oh, it gets dark.
Oh, yeah. Well, she says, doesn't she? What's that screaming? A good many dramatic situations begin with screaming.
That was nearly my quote.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
There's lots of little characters that pop up, isn't there? Like the concierge and
Yep. That weird suicide booth,
yep,
which I didn't understand. It seemed to be doors, didn't it? And then
powered by evil thoughts.
Yep.
What was it called? Not the final solution. It was the,
Chamber of Ultimate Solution.
that was the ultimate solution. Yeah. Different thing. The final solution.
Yeah. Oh, the Italians.
And the Black Guard, who do look quite a lot like kind of... Although, was this before Star Wars? They look like rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They look like rubbish Star Wars.
This
I liked when the one
Stormtroopers
exploded.
Yeah, that looked quite good, didn't it?
influence. What was that film we watched, which is a little bit like this, where they go onto a big space station and this guy's got shit robots?
Black Hole. The Black Hole. Yeah.
The black hole?
Yeah.
Black Hole. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He had. They were
I
a
remember
lot
now.
like
Dusty
this,
Bin.
actually.
Dusty
Yeah, the
Bin
Dusty
robot.
So the
Bin.
most stupid part for me was when she gets given the invisible key.
Oh,
Because it's
brilliant.
almost like they forgot to make a prop, and then just like it becomes so pantomime at this point.
Yeah. No, that's ridiculous.
That guy's good though. I like that guy. He was. That's what's his name? Dildo Man or something. isn't it?
Dildano,
Yes.
which is ridiculous. That name, like this is getting more like Rick and Morty. Like there must be a big influence on Rick. and Morty.
His comedy bits are quite good though. I thought.
He was. He replaced Italian actor Antonio Sabato. Set photos exist of Sabato playing the famous hand sex scene with Jane Fonda. Sabato's performance was deemed to be too serious, and he was replaced in for a more comedic tone by Hemmings.
Yeah,
yeah,
was good.
Yeah, he was very good.
though.
He was of a level of Fonda, wasn't he? He was like, I get what this
yeah.
is. Let's just admit
And he
what
wants
this
to
is.
do the sex in the
The modern way.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah,
through
that is quite funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when she finishes before him.
Yeah.
And she wanders off and she's like, oh, and then she
Yeah.
comes back and gets involved again.
Like, that was actually like a good gag.
Yeah.
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 It goes on too long, doesn't it, though?
Yeah, I mean, they eat the shit
They
out
milk
of it.
it for all it's worth. Yeah,
Just before that, she gets trapped in the cage of birds. Yeah.
Yes.
And I wrote down, this must have been a real horrible scene to film. Like this, that looks like one of those, when they didn't really have rules about animal safety or and then
but in the 60s, you could just get a ton of birds. You just find some guy called Mark Hand and you sort it out with a ton of birds.
Well, on IMDb, it says, for the scene involving Barbarella being attacked by hummingbirds, wrens, and lovebirds, they were used to... It's supposed to be attacked by hummingbirds, but wrens and lovebirds were used. It was illegal to ship hummingbirds overseas. The birds were not behaving as director Roger Vadim had expected, which led him to employ a large fan to blow them at Fonda, who had birdseed in her costume.
Oh, God.
It says, after visiting the set, film critic Roger Ebert wrote that the fan led to birds losing control of their natural body functions, so it was all a little messy. Ebert concluded that after 2 weeks of this, Fonda got a fever and was hospitalised. I can't reveal here how they finally did the scene. So that's not even like it looked like they were it looked like rubbish, looked like budgies to me.
Yeah.
So maybe that isn't even what you saw.
When it started, I thought they're not real birds, and then I remembered that earlier in the film they'd literally painted a bunch of real rabbits blue, hadn't they?
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, yes, they must be real birds. They have done this. It was a different time.
That makes it sound like they filmed that for 2 weeks. It didn't work, and then they just gave up and did it a different way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just throw more birds at it.
Yeah, more birds. Get the catch man.
So I don't know if you're following the story at this point because it's very meandering, isn't it?
But like I said, that's why it's like a panto, because it's just like she just goes from one kind of silly setup to another with another character, and there's some funny bits and some business, isn't there? And we're in another weird set and
some munchkins.
There's the great tyrant is that woman that she met with an eye patch. Pretty woman. Yeah. And they have to get the key. They use the invisible key.
The fucking key. She actually does good acting with the invisible key when she has to get it out.
Yeah.
Like,
the bit as well when he gets the big thing out and she goes to touch it and it's not there. Yeah. That's some good work as well.
Yeah,
I thought when he's like, it should be here and stuff.
Good gags coming out here.
Yeah. And she goes and smokes that big shisha with a bloke in it.
God.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Essence of man.
Essence
of man.
And they cut to him in the bowl, don't they? And he's like, the water, like
a band's name.
Yeah,
just like
Essence
sucking,
of man.
Yeah,
sucking the man.
Brotherhood of Man.
Yeah,
was a
and then she gets captured.
Yeah,
it's a real piss poor city as well, isn't it? Because the idea is she's going around a city, isn't it? But it just looks like a few beanbags, in a green room, doesn't it?
The same
bit.
Considering they obviously did so much on that labyrinth part, and then,
it's weird, isn't it?
Unless that was left over from another film or something, or.
Do you remember what was the one? Was it Star Crash that was Italian?
Yes, that was hilarious.
That had a similar sort of thing where some sets are really just nothing, and then some are really over elaborate, didn't it? I don't know.
Maybe they're the ones that are elaborate are ones that they've used multiple times for other films. Maybe that's like a labyrinth from a Greek Greek epic.
Yeah, it's Dino De Laurentiis, isn't it? And that's very on brand for him, isn't it? To be stretching stuff as far as it will go. Did he do Star Crash? Was that him as well?
Probably. He did. Did he do Masters of the Universe?
I think so. Yeah.
So she gets put in that sex machine, which will kill you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Flash Gordon was
Flash
Gordon, not Star Crash.
Yeah,
the sex
kills you with
organ,
fatal pleasure.
Yeah,
he's getting more. He's really getting into it. The actor, isn't he? He's like, he's all sweaty.
That's quite good as well, though. Yeah.
But it's a classic that she would obviously just overload the machine.
Yeah.
The machine doesn't know how to deal with Jane Fonda.
Barbarella.
You know when it does overload and the flames, that also looks very unsafe and not like a modern film set because there's these two huge flames
it's very
right
near.
next to her.
Yeah, it's very near where she is. Isn't it?
She's got a lot of hair that you think the hairspray
Loads
would
of
go
spray
up
on that.
like that, wouldn't it? Yeah, if it got to
and
it,
the costumes probably aren't made of anything.
Unless it's done with like forced perspective or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. No.
I mean, it's probably a wig because they blew her hair up on another film. Like
Yeah.
she's probably bald. So anyway, the concierge we finally find out is Duran Duran, which is really annoying. And why does he look so old again? And he's supposed to be 25?
Because of the Matmos.
The Matmos, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because it's evil.
Because the Matmos is... Yeah, what is the Matmos?
There's too many stupid words in this film.
It's an evil river that also powers everything for them.
Yeah.
So basically, the bad vibes of their power source ages them.
Yeah, because they're all evil because of the Matmos, but the Matmos feeds off their evil, but they do evil stuff just to get the city powered up.
It's like unlimited power in Revenge of the Sith, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Palpatine ages
power,
himself.
Yeah.
Same concept.
It's like unlimited power.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, this is obviously an age. She doesn't know why because she heard it was 25.
But that's isn't that a silly joke? Because in the beginning she says, "Oh, have you got a picture of him?" And it's like a picture of like 20 people.
Yeah,
and she says, "I wouldn't recognise him."
Yeah,
she's like, "I'm not going to recognise him."
No.
Yeah.
What's that thing she gets given to? Oh, it's the thing that starts flashing, doesn't it? That little box.
Not a tongue box.
Not the tongue box. No, that's the translation of the tongue box.
Oh, she's got that thing that when his brain is nearby,
it'll start beeping.
Yeah, it's so
and he walks into it, doesn't he?
It's just so stupid. Yeah, it's so stupid.
He gets very convoluted because he locks her somewhere with a key, the invisible key, and then the Matmos is some sort of danger, which I never really understood.
He locks her in the room of dreams with the Queen so he can take over Sogo.
Yeah. And the Queen's got a really specific weird prophecy that if she ever gets locked in there with one other person, the world's going to end, which is
which is
such a strange...
Fair.
Yeah. I like her bed. Her bed was a good bit of design.
Yeah, I liked her bed.
Like a sculpture. It's not her voice, and one of the people that it might be her voice. It's two. They say it could be two people. One of them is Fenella Fielding, who was in Carry On Screaming, and I met her. She used to come into the Gate Picture House as much when she was much older. And she was very nice, but she still...
Did she go to My Pretty Pretty?
No, but she still did talk pretty much exactly. It does sound... I can see why they say it might be her, because she does sound a lot like that, and she still sounded like that, so... Yeah.
So the climax I don't really understand, because it's like she makes a bubble of like energy, doesn't she?
He starts shooting everyone with the... He kills like most of the characters off, doesn't he?
Yeah. There's all... Everyone,
and then the Matmos gets angry, and then she says, the Great Tyrant says, the Matmos has created this bubble to protect itself from your innocence. You're so good, you made the Matmos vomit. And that's kind of
like they've done a direct translation from French or for Italian, and haven't bothered sorting.
Did you see the script credits of this film?
There's loads of names on screenplay.
There's 8 people wrote this film. There's like a line each, did there? Something like that.
One of them's, what's his face? Charles B. Griffiths, who did Death Race.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He says, Charles B. Griffiths later stated that he had worked on the script uncredited, explaining the production team hired 14 other writers after Terry Southern before they got to him. So that's even more writers than they've said. He didn't get credited because he was the last one. Griffiths noticed he rewrote about a quarter of the movie that was shot, then reshot, and added the concept that there had been thousands of years since violence existed, so that Barbarella was very clumsy all through the movie. She shoots herself in the foot and everything. The stuff with Claude Dauphine as the President of Earth and the Suicide Room were also part of his contribution to the film. That's quite a lot of it, basically, because he was the last one in.
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
The guy who wrote Doctor Strangelove is credited for it as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's a bit of Doctor Strangelove humour.
Yeah.
I think.
You think?
Yeah. Like they definitely with that guy who wants sex the new way. That's Doctor Strangelove.
That's true.
That is. So basically, she ends up just flying off into the distance with Pygar.
and the Great Tyrant. And then
the Great Tyrant.
and she says, why? And he goes, because angels don't have memory or something.
Yeah.
That's the last line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angels have no memory. Says it like really like it's like the conclusion to a story.
Is it high concept to this film? Is it art house?
Nope.
No, not really.
Think so.
Like,
I don't think so.
no.
I feel like they're trying to say something though to me, and it's not getting
No,
in.
I don't think so.
It's an experience. That's what I wrote. It's not like it very much else.
Yeah.
It's not also like the premise of what you think you're going to get, is
No.
it? Either.
No.
It's very muddled
Yeah.
conceptually. Yeah, so that's that really. Did they ever do any sequels or anything of this?
No.
Well, no.
I don't think so.
What I've got here, a sequel to Barbarella was planned in November 1968. Producer Robert Evans said that its working title would be Barbarella Goes Down, obviously, with the character having undersea adventures. Terry Southern said that he was contacted by Dino De Laurentiis in 1990 to write a sequel on the cheap, but with plenty of action and plenty of sex, and possibly starring Fonda's daughter. It was never produced. Whilst he was still alive, the movie co-writer, director Roger Vadim was interested in making a sequel with either Sherilyn Fenn or Drew Barrymore playing Barbarella, but this never came to pass. And then wasn't there like Robert Rodriguez tried to make a version?
The guy who directed Drive, what's his name? He tried to make it. Winding Refn. Yeah. He tried to make a TV series of it.
And I think Robert Rodriguez tried and couldn't get funding and then just gave up as well.
I mean, I don't know how you'd make it now.
It
what would you
wouldn't-
do? How would you remake Barbarella?
it would have...
She'd have to be super, like, strong female lead, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Chris has nailed it. The time this could have worked was during the height of Austin Powers, and you made it as a tongue-in-cheek, funny. You know, you had
And if you did it like a Austin Powers
parody
to Marvel,
Yeah,
you know, like
Yeah.
like a parody, but not too
and she
obvious.
just wants to shag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I think maybe the time is done on Barbarella. Maybe it can't work.
Yeah. I think you'd struggle now, wouldn't you?
Well, I think there's lots of people who say it's like about empowerment and this and that, and you can find that in there if you want. But there's also a lot of not that.
I mean, she's a smart, innocent girl. She's not stupid,
No.
and she is the main. If she wasn't in it, it'd be really bad.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But that's Jane Fonda, isn't it? That's not really the character.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, but
She's really good. Yeah, I think...
I mean, the writing's mental. It's written by 8 men idiots.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely, though, like, Alex, I've heard that before as well. Like, it's a thing empowering. She's a strong female character, but I don't think she is she really? Like,
It's difficult to say that.
because she...
I mean,
know,
it seems to be a more simpler world, a more
Definitely.
innocent world.
Definitely.
Because
I mean, it's
you can
late
pay
60s,
for
isn't
like
it?
repairing a ship and then not really repair it.
Yeah.
She has
But it's very much Summer of Love, sex is fun above all else,
Yeah.
isn't it? Kind of
Yeah.
vibe, isn't it?
I think the thing is, it might be she as a character might be a kind of feminist icon, but the film is very much like, oh, she's had another costume change. Oh, this is a bit revealing. Oh, let's of see how much skin you can see from this shot of her in this machine, or going through this tube, or there's that bit in the tent where she's obviously naked, but so it's just the outline. It's to do with the shadow of it. The film is deliberately titillating, so that kind of derails any ideas that she's this kind of strong, because the film's working against that message. You know.
Do you know what's really weird about the nudity as well? How she doesn't get a top off except for in the opening credits, and also all through the opening credits she's going around just in the nude.
Yeah.
And then right at the very end of it, they make an effort to like make the words, the letters, cover up, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've already seen everything.
Yeah.
I'd seen everything, as Patrick
But it's
said.
more like quite close up. You don't see it. It's like abstract.
It is. It's just weird how like it's in reverse, the nudity of the film. It's like they don't build to that as the climax.
But they probably knew that you'd be checking out pretty early if you didn't.
Would it be a stand-in
true.
though? Them close-up abstract shots.
I don't know if it is. I think it might just be
No,
her.
I bet it's her.
Yeah, I think it might be her. Also, is there some kind of like, oh, if we have 10 minutes of certain nudity, then it's a porn film or something? Do you have to have a certain limited time of the nudity?
Yeah.
You know that PG one you were saying about? I get they could cut the nudity out, but also like considering everywhere she goes, people just try and sleep with her. How did they change all that for a
Just all the weird in Sogo. Everyone's always like wandering around, being like, "Oh, look at it!" Like everyone looks pervy and weird, and like kind of a bit. Everyone's a bit sadistic, aren't they? Yeah, and the Pygor gets crucified. You know, like
I mean, the city is essentially like a very like soft porn BDSM dungeon, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. It's just weird. It's a very weird film.
It is weird.
Yeah. Okay then. So individually, what your guys' reflections on it then, or any
weird? I think weird is the watchword. I wasn't expecting much, and I didn't get much. But it's fun to have watched it, isn't it? Because it is so odd.
I like that they've been creative with the costumes and the design. You know,
I think the fashion is the best thing about it, really, isn't it? The costumes are the best thing going.
I feel like Austin Powers would have been funnier to me if I'd have seen this before.
Yeah, maybe
because there's a lot of like references, isn't there?
I can see. I think when you said, Sam, that you went to a bar where they played this without the sound, I can see that why, because it is visually quite rich. Story is really non-existent. The characters are non-existent unless they have a good actor playing them, aren't they? Like you need the actor to be good. It's not like any characters well written. They just have a good actor behind them, and the plot is just nonsensical.
I think really Flash Gordon is a better version of this film, isn't it? It's a less corny version, but it's got more of the plot and stuff in it. Like it's a that's what I'd say.
Yeah,
Chris, are you on the same sort of page?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, my interest was waning like halfway through.
Yeah. It's not that long either.
It's very meandering. It's very short. But I'd say there were some gags. I actually did laugh.
Yes.
And I don't know whether they were supposed to be that funny when they were made, but I mean, it's serviceable. We've seen a lot worse, I think.
Yeah.
Let's put this baby into a list.
Where is Flash Gordon? There he is. He's at 136. Yeah. Oh, and right near Star Crash. These are kind of films that are like Barbarella. Like,
where's Black Hole then?
Black Hole's. Where is Black Hole? I think
197.
Yeah. I think it's better than Black Hole. Do you think?
Yeah, and it is iconic, and it has been hugely influential.
Battle Beyond the Stars is
again, some sort of vibe.
Yeah,
I think it's. Is it in a way like the midway point between Battle Beyond the Stars and Star Crash? Is it like?
Yeah, probably.
Because it's like, I think Star Crash and Flash Gordon are better films.
Quite boring now.
It is quite boring.
I'd put it below all of these. I would.
You think?
Yeah.
It was quite boring.
Yeah,
I'd go.
It's kind of like Superman as well, isn't it? In that Superman was quite influential, but it was quite dull at times.
I'd go that Theodore Rex sort of area, I reckon.
Oh, it's quite low.
214-ish.
I don't think it's that bad.
I think a bit.
Near the Man Who Fell to Earth, that was kind of like problematic. Well, like, do you know what I mean? That was quite boring. That got the second.
Where's that?
That's 157.
No, I think it's lower
than that.
I think Chris is right. I think Black Hole. I don't know if it's a better film or not, but it's not much different to that, is it?
No.
Below that.
Below Black, I like Black Hole.
Doctor Who and the Daleks. It's like that sort of. You know,
you've got more going on than that, hasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
The visual design was a lot more interesting than Doctor Who and the Daleks, wasn't it? I think.
I'm all right below Black Hole. I liked Black Hole.
198.
Yeah.
Ready Player One. Fucking hell. That's mental. How much money that was to cost.
Yeah.
I would put it around. I'd put it at 208. Simone.
Below Starman.
Yeah.
And Species. That's another very horny sci-fi film.
Yeah, but I'd watch everything above it more than watch this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Above Simone, then below Starman.
Yeah, 208. So what have we got next week?
Next week is Southland Tales. Listener requested.
I've never heard of it.
Could you remember who requested? Like, do we have the...
Oh, I know who
Oh,
requested
good.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Exciting.
Exciting, yeah. So,
It's exciting.
any correspondence worth mentioning? Just
No.
We're in the early. I won't do any spoilers in terms of format.
Well, we just
Stuff's
got
happening.
complaints. We've been told that
Stuff's happening in the background.
we've got a what's the word when you go a breach? What's the word like you missell something? What's the word for that?
Con.
Because we're a rating system, aren't we? But we're a rating system who doesn't rate.
Fraud.
And we've been.
In breach of contract.
There's a word for it. I can't remember what the word is.
Mis-selling, like misadvertising.
Yeah, like a mis-selling,
Breaching the Price Description Act.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. There we go.
Okay.
We're in trouble about that, so the change is coming.
Yeah. Okay. It's true. We're trying though.
Yeah.
That joke would have been better if I could have remembered what I was trying to say.
So there's stuff going on in the background. The cogs are turning.
Yeah.
There's a new dawn coming.
Watch out.
New dawn cometh.
Yeah.
So watch out, and we'll see you all next week on the Science Fiction Rating System.
Bye.
Love. That's what they say, isn't it?
Love.
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 That was quite